Erica. So I know that the lighting is really bad right now, but I couldn't wait to post this and share this with you guys, and I didn't want to push it off till tomorrow or a better day to record. So, as I'm sure you've seen in the title, I printed out my first draft, and today I'm going to be revealing it to you guys. So I haven't opened it yet. I'm just going to cover out some information. But I have yet to open it. I don't know how it turned out, but I'm so excited. I've spent almost 2 years writing this. It's only draft 1 and it definitely needs a lot of work. And I'll discuss all that with you guys because I haven't talked about my story on this channel yet. But here I go. It's like covered in tape. Which is probably a good thing because I don't want anything happening to it. I don't want to accidentally cut anything inside. I'm so bad at opening boxes. I'm just so excited. I just can't wait to be able to hold it in my hands. Like, it's just been on my computer screen for so long, and like, oh, this is just gonna be so exciting. Okay, what is? So there's paper. Nothing in that, I don't think. Nothing in that, just paper. Okay, I see it. But before I pull it out, I am gonna use hand sanitizer, which I know doesn't do much because it's a virus, not bacteria, but I did let the package sit out for a few hours, but I think you're supposed to wait like a day or two, and I just really wanted to open it, so I'll just have to put hand sanitizer on for now and then wash it after I record this. Okay, so it has a paper over it, but oh, this is the front. I didn't put anything on it. I wanted it to be a color, but like, it didn't have anything, and maybe it was out of stock or something. I'm not entirely sure. But then I got like a black backing because that's what I could choose, and I felt like it would just keep it more protected. Ah! I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so nice. Oh my gosh. It's double-sided. Oh, the paper's like not super thin also. Like, I was worried it'd be really thin. But like, I don't think it'll bleed through if I write over it. Which I will be doing. I'm gonna bleed all over it. I'm so excited. So happy. So this is the first draft of my story. As of now, I'm calling it SOTC, which it really doesn't mean much. It's not the title or anything. It's not abbreviation for the title. It is an abbreviation for a title, but not this title. So I'll just give the rundown on my story. I'm not gonna share too much in this video, but I will talk about it a little bit. Especially if there's so many changes that are gonna happen, so. But basically, SOTC is a story I wrote when I was in 6th grade, so I was about like 11, 12. And it was like a purely trash story. It was the first story I wrote, but it was the first one I had finished. And I spent like forever on this when I was in middle school, and I loved that story. And then I wanted to publish it, but obviously it didn't get published because it was trash. Anyway, so I think like 2 years ago or so, almost 2 years, I was talking to my one friend and I was thinking kind of like trying to like humanize the story because in the first story the characters were squirrels. So I wanted to humanize the story and I wanted to change the world, and I kind of just started like brainstorming stuff, and eventually it became a whole other story, and I think the only thing that would stay the same is the major plot point. And there are little like goodies in there that are just kind of from the original story that were just symbolic for it that I just thought would be kind of cool to put in. So essentially the story is that my main character, Leona, is a huntress, and another character, Evander, is a guard, and they both have someone that they're related to that gets infected with this disease. In Leona's family, her mom gets sick, and she wants to find the cure for this disease, as most other people do. So her and her sister decide they're going to leave their village and they're going to go and try to find someone who can help them, and they have a few places in mind. As they're trying to leave, they run into Evander, whose girlfriend is sick with this disease, and when he finds out that they're leaving to try to find a cure, he doesn't entirely want to let them go because he's not allowed to, but then he also wants the cure, so he just decides he's going to follow along, make sure they get this cure, and then they'll get back in no time, and then he'll make sure his girlfriend has the cure. So that's essentially like the synopsis of my story, the main plot point, and that's kind of what starts off the story. I've been working on this story for so long, and it's just so complex. There's so many little things I added that I forgot because I spent 2 years writing it, and I couldn't always dedicate all my time to writing it. So a lot of the first chunks of the story were written, like I said, almost 2 years ago, and then the end of it was written only a few weeks ago. So there are going to be various differences in the quality of it and writing issues. I think in the beginning I messed up some tense stuff, so I know of those things I'll have to fix. I also think Leanna and Evander could be written better, so I'm going to have to try to change some things up with them. But yeah, from here I'm going to read through this at least once, of course, and then at the most probably like 5 times, if not more. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to write things in. If I notice any plot holes, I'll write it in. I'm probably gonna read it 2 to 3 times. The first time I'm gonna make note of, any major things I see and stuff, and then when I read through it again, it'll help me because I'll see whatever's at the end, and if there's something in the beginning I missed that was supposed to lead up to that, I can add that in. So yeah, this is gonna be like my first revision, and then after that I'm gonna do a lot of editing. I'm gonna rewrite a few scenes, I'm gonna add some scenes in, I might delete some scenes, and I think there's a few major details that'll change, so that will change a lot in the story. So for the most part, from draft 1 to draft 2, I think they should look like almost completely different stories. Also, sorry if you can hear the piano in the background, my sister's having an online piano lesson, and hopefully it isn't too loud on the camera, and I hope it doesn't take away from the video, but you can just tune it out. So after draft 2, I'll just go through that phase again, and I'm just going to do that enough times until I'm mostly happy with the story. But between draft 2 and draft 3, I think I'm going to begin beta reading. Now, to those who aren't familiar with the writing process, beta reading is essentially where I will let people see parts of my story or even the full thing, and they'll tell me what things they think are wrong with my story from a reader standpoint. At least that's what I'm hoping they'll do. I know there's going to be some writing issues and some tense issues, which they can let me know about that stuff. That major stuff they can let me know of. But I'm hoping they'll focus more on the story than the grammatical standpoint, because I think at some point I'm going to let it go through some editors, because I do plan on publishing this at some point, hopefully. If you're looking at this right now and you're thinking that you would possibly like to beta read my story in the future, I really appreciate that. I don't think I'll give a lot of notice about me looking for beta readers on YouTube. However, I do plan on posting some stuff through Instagram to try to find some beta readers, just because, my account's a Bookstagram account, so I'll be able to find a lot of readers who are used to reading ARCs and beta reading and just various levels of readers who have their own interests. And I think having that kind of diversity and a bunch of different people looking at my story will be very beneficial for me trying to get the story that I want. So yeah, if you're thinking you'd like to do that, just keep an eye out on my Instagram and possibly even my Twitter if you follow my Twitter, which I think both will be linked down below. Now, another question some of you might be wondering is, do I plan on self-publishing or traditional publishing? And genuinely, I don't know at this point. I really like the idea of self-publishing because then I have a lot of control over cover designs and what changes need to be made, and then I'll make more of the royalties, and I don't have to worry about being told I need to publish the next book by a certain time. It would just all be at my own pace, and I wouldn't have to worry about my personal life and my schedules with everything else getting in the way of me being able to write, especially because I plan on going into college, and it'd be really hard to be it'd be really hard to be with a traditional publisher hoping for me to publish a book by a certain time while I'm trying to do that. However, I do also like the idea of traditional publishing because then I'll have my book on a bunch of different platforms, and I think that would be easier to do, especially with me being young, because I don't have all the money in the world to be able to pay for a cover artist and marketing and just all this stuff. I'd have to do more research into it. I know I'm missing a lot, but I don't know. So like it's kind of a back and forth game because I really would like to self-publish, but I also feel like traditional publishing might be easier in the long run, even though it's going to be very hard to do and very hard to find a publisher I'd like to stick with, and also getting an agent. I'll just have to do my research, and I mean, it will be a while till I feel like I'm almost ready to curate if I would to go down that path. So, I don't know, but for right now, I'm ready to reread this baby, and then I'll get doing my revisions, and then, I don't know, hopefully I'll have a draft 2 sometime this year. Anyway, that was just some quick stuff I wanted to share with you. I hope you like this, and I don't know, if you have any questions about my story, or if you yourself are writing something, let me know where you're at in the writing process down below. Bye, guys!